How long does it take in real time to do an acrylic fill and then also give your customer an ombre? We've been hearing from a lot of you on timing and how long does it actually take. One of the things that we're seeing is that it is taking way too long for some of you. What does that mean? You're losing out on money. In this new series, we're gonna show you exactly how long it's gonna take to do this set in real time. All right, Tracey, this is really exciting because we know a lot of people, we've heard so many people talk about you can't do it in 30 minutes or it's impossible to do a set in an hour. We're gonna start showing them how to do it in real time, correct?
Yes.
So what do you got for us today?
We got a fill
Okay.
and an ombre. So I'm guessing about 30 minutes. In reality is how long it should take. So
Right.
we're gonna, as we go through, we're gonna talk about things that we do as a tech that can increase our time and things that, hints, tips, tricks to decrease your time.
Right.
Things that I used to do. It used to take me over an hour to do a fill. So
It used to take you
Yes.
over an hour, but as you got more refined in your skill,
Yep.
you shaved it down to 30 minutes.
Yep.
And that's what people should be aiming for on a fill, correct?
I think so. If you're booking an hour for a full set and now you're doing a fill, you're making less money. I want to make that same amount of money in that hour. So if I'm doing fills on the 30, I'm making good money.
Perfect. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So the most important, I think, when you're doing this is being prepared. So we're going to make sure we have everything out and ready for our client. We're going to start by pushing back the cuticles. Now this is where I used to waste a lot of time. I'd keep doing it and keep doing it. It's a quick thing. We're not relying on this to take care of the cuticle area. We are relying on our electric file to take care of the cuticle area. So we're just making sure it's nice and pushed back so we can get it flush to the cuticle as possible. Go through.
And Tracey, don't worry about focus or anything. You just do your thing.
Okay.
I'll
I'm so
be
used to
concerned
be
with
like,
it.
stop.
I know, but don't. Just keep going.
So we're gonna switch out to our medium cross cut bit. We're gonna turn it on low and we're gonna, oops, sorry.
Just go.
I'm all hitting the cameras. I'm gonna clean up the cuticle area. That's my most important focus. Make sure that's nice and clean. And then I just follow through and remove the shine. Now I don't have to stress too much about the shine because acrylic will stick to the shine. So we don't have to sit there and remove a ton. I just have to make sure that there's no lifting. I just come through real quick, quickly remove it. And I need, most important is I'm paying attention to that cuticle area. Now this is where I used to waste a lot of time. I'd sit there and I'd take most of the product down. And the reason I used to do that is because I worked with a product that would peach out. So what would happen is after about 3 months, it would look like it was kind of, I call it a dead nail. So it would be peachy color, it wasn't pink. If I did a repair on a nail, that nail would be nice and pink. The rest of them would look pink, peaches, peachy tone. And that's not attractive. So a lot of times that's why techs will redo their sets every 3 months. But with the Young Nails product, the color is consistent, so it's just not necessary. Now you can be using a medium grit arbor band for this, or you can use this bit. It's the same grit. Now I'm pulling back her skin because she has a little pocket there. I want to make sure I get it clean. That way I don't end up with any lifting.
Turn that hat backwards.
Huh?
Turn that hat backwards.
Turn the hat backwards?
Yep.
There we go.
Just for this.
It's in the way.
Yeah.
So just follow through. Now this hand Greg had done about 2 weeks ago. The other hand I did about 2 weeks ago. So they're about the kind of same shape and length. So I think we're good. Now when you're using like protein bond and you're prepping the nails correctly, you're rarely gonna see yourself have any lifting. We'll do another video where we show how to remove the lifting in real time. But her set is nice and tight, so I'm not really having to do a lot of work back here. Just making sure it's nice and flush at the cuticle area, getting it nice and clean. This bit just falls right back there, cleans everything out really nicely. I just want to make sure. Now when people call me and they say that they're having lifting problems, I can usually take it back to the prep work. You have to be pushing up against that skin. That's why I like this bit, is I'm kind of pushing up against her cuticle area, and I don't have to worry about it cutting her or anything like that. Twisting her finger. I'm not twisting myself when I'm working. I make sure the client moves for me. That way I'm not hurting my back. I used to be like a contortionist, like move myself, and I was killing my shoulders and back. Make the client move for you. Okay. Let's get our swipe.
Let's go. You have to show it.
Ah, habits. We're gonna dust all the way through. Now while we're going through, I notice she still has a little pink right there. Just gonna come back in, pull it, make sure we grab that. Dust it off again. Protein bond. Let's go in. We're gonna do just the back area. Make sure we're hitting that natural nail. I don't need to pull it forward. If you do, it's not like a primer. It's not gonna yellow out your acrylic. It's just a waste of product. So we're just focusing on that natural nail exposure. We have Steph's dog here today, so it's not Steph whining, it's the dog.
It's a puppy.
Steph's all whining about my nails. No. Okay, we're gonna go through and we're gonna do that one more time. We say one time for most people, 2 times for heavy lifters. I'm just gonna do it twice, and that way I don't have to second guess. Now here's another way people will start getting lifting with protein bond, is we start getting very comfortable with it because it's not a primer. So they'll start just flooding the cuticle area. You don't wanna flood. You just wanna put enough that it coats it. Okay, got it. Gonna fold up the towel, get rid of this, get rid of the dust. Bring in something to wipe our brush on. Let's grab our jar and our liquid. And our cover pink. Let's get to it. I'm gonna grab a small amount. This does not require a lot of product. We're just filling in that back area, pulling it forward. Make sure we got it all the way. A little bit of product goes a long way here. See, that's the benefit of not removing a ton of the nail, which is not necessary. So not only are we saving time, we are now saving money because I'm not wasting a lot of product. I was so used to working with a product that Peach when I started with young nails. I remember Greg watching me do a fill and he's like, "What are you doing?" Because I like removed a ton of it. I'm like, I thought you had to. She's a little thin on this side, so I'm gonna make sure that's nice and got some strength there, enough product. So we're just moving through. So, I feel like I should be talking to my client. I feel like that's another place that a lot of techs waste, is they don't know how to talk and work at the same time, which can be very challenging. It was hard for me at first.
I like what you're doing though, Trace. It's like, it's not even a thing. It's like you're instructing, but you are hauling.
Yeah, you want to be moving. And I want to do this more. I mean, I don't want people to think I'm just rushing for the video. This is really how I would do it. Yeah.
No, but the pace is just like solid.
I used to ask my clients questions so that then they could talk while I worked.
Oh, nice.
How about the times when you're just like,
That's crazy.
No.
That's always what I say.
No, that's no.
crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It doesn't have to, it's a pretty universal answer across the board.
You're like,
Sad,
no,
good, happy.
No, he didn't.
That's
really?
crazy.
But it's at any in any event, you're still engaging. You want to still engage them, right?
Yeah.
There is times when you're zoning, like
Right.
you realize they asked you a question, and you're like,
I was thinking about your lifting.
Yeah, I was pondering what you were saying. Could you repeat? I want to see where we are in time. Cool.
10.
Now, sometimes you'll be moving so quickly that it's still wet. So we're just gonna wipe our brush off, clean that out, put it away, put our liquid away so we're not getting dust in it. And then let's see where we're at. I'm gonna switch out our bit. I'm gonna do our coarse safety bit. Now again, there's not much filing to do because we didn't add much product. So we'll get our file out. Always wanna make sure I've already done this. I like to do it ahead of time because it's just a tip saver, but you always want to season your files so it's not sharp. When I buy files, I would pre-do this when I had time. And that way I didn't have to waste time when my client was here. I think we're good. So let's grab this. So we're still a little wet. That's okay. I'm just getting the shape down through here, tapering it in if I need to. Now, what I don't like to do, and I found that I used to waste time in, is I would sit here and I would get the hand file out, do hand filing, and then I would pull the electric file out, which just, to me, is a waste of time. So I do my electric filing, put it away, and then go into my touch-up with my hand file. Remember, the electric file is here to work for you. It's to get the bulk of the product down. Steph's putting her hand in the light trying to dry it out a little bit.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. That's a good client.
Done this before.
I love it when clients just, they know what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Or they'll catch you. They're like, you didn't do this. I think I was talking
It's
to you
only okay
though.
when it's right.
I think I was talking to you the other day about, I would do clients sometimes and I would forget like their thumbs altogether because you're talking. You're like, did you want to do this thumb? Like, oh.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It didn't need it. Greg's side, so I'm tapering this in to match mine a little bit more since this was his hand. My phone's going off, which is really real life. And that's another time saver, guys, is when I'm working on a client, I don't look at my phone. It is that client's time. It's not my other client's time, if that makes sense. So if a client was to come in right now, I know that sometimes their tendency is to walk up, sit down, talk with you, and that wasn't allowed for me. They needed to go sit in the lounge. They could look at the lookbook or photos or look at the glitters, polishes, whatever they wanted, but it's her time, not their time. Wasn't answering text messages. I wasn't talking on the phone. I was fully focused on my client. Go into the hand filing.
That's the thing. That's all time. That's
It's all time.
Right?
Yeah, it eats up your time. And my clients knew, I mean, it could be a little frustrating for them not to be able to get a hold of me right that minute. But guess what? They knew when they came in, I was going to dedicate that time to them also.
Right.
So it was cool. 'Cause, yeah, people will eat your time up. Also, if a client wanted to sit there and look at the glitter wall or make decisions on their nail art, they needed to come in prior to do that, because once they sit down,
It's on.
it's on. It's time to know what you want. So again, because we added such little product, really the hand filing is just about blending. If we need to shorten, typically, they're not going to shorten much after 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. We'll just have to shape it. And once you get your groove, like the first client usually will typically take a little bit longer. I always say the first 3 nails don't count that you're doing with your acrylic, because you're kind of getting an idea of how it's going to set up, how you're going to work with it for the day, the room temperature, all that. So we're going to twist her. Again, I'm not twisting myself. I'm sorry. I'm sure we're going completely out of focus for you. I learned the hard way about hurting my back. So I really try to focus on sitting straight, having the client twist. It may be a little awkward. It's not uncomfortable for them. It may be a little awkward, but they're here for half an hour. I'm here all day. And really using that electric file, guys, helps so much with your fills and your time. I know that you say, well, my clients don't like it. They don't want me to use it. My clients don't get to dictate what I use on them. I don't go to my hairdresser and tell her, no, I don't want you to do that. I like her work. I trust her. Therefore, I let her do what she needs to do. So we're just checking the sidewalls, make sure everything's good the way I want it. I look down the barrel. That's how I look. That's how the client's perception is. So if they're saying like there's a bump or a lump and you're not seeing it, if you turn it from their perspective, they'll usually see it. Am I in your way?
There you go. Sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't want to. A little bit. There you go.
He's like literally pulling my hat to pull me backwards.
Can't see.
The one time it's more important for me to see, but you guys need to see too.
Back.
Sorry.
Sorry, you're good.
And we're tapering a little bit more to match my side. We thought we'd use the opportunity with Steph actually having nails that matched or semi-matched to do this video, which I think is pretty cool. What do you think, Khabib? Where are we at?
You're at close to 17 minutes.
Awesome. Get that shape. Also, I kind of let go of her hand. That's really gonna, her finger's gonna go whatever way they normally can't talk. Typically will go. Gosh darn it. Is it okay, Habib?
You're good.
Okay. And because if you hold her fingers straight and file them, once she relaxes and her hands go the way they will normally go, you'll still look crooked. So we want to make sure. Okay. I like it. We're not going to overthink it. Let's get rid of this. She's going to dust off. I do not have my client go wash their hands for a couple reasons. First of all, they disappear on you. They go in the bathroom. I literally had one lady in the bathroom for 15 minutes. I have no idea what she was doing. So I don't want that. Plus, I'm gonna be gel top coating her. And if she uses a soap that has oil in it, or she sits in the bathroom and she plays with her hair, or anything like that, that's gonna affect my gel top coat. So we don't buff, we don't oil, I don't have her wash. But you do want to get all that dust off of there. Okay. I'm gonna grab my airbrush gun. Sorry, Beef, I'm stepping on Beepsters. We good?
Yes.
The battery die?
I was about to.
Okay. Beef's using my phone, my face to open my phone.
Let me just see your face real quick.
Okay. Let's get our airbrush. Sorry.
You good?
Pour it in. It was on the charger. It was sitting in water, so I know that it's nice and good. I'm gonna use my skin like you shouldn't. And we're gonna airbrush her up. Water spray in there, so I'm just going back and through and just making sure it's nice and clean. There we go, the water's. More paint. That will help. Don't want to get too anal or picky, but there was a little water issue going on at first, so just going through it and checking, making sure it's nice and tight. Stick this in water and I'll clean it after I'm done with my client. Gonna come through, grab our stain resistant and top coater. Really should start wearing gloves when I hairbrush. But I have to be honest, I wouldn't do it in a salon. So I made a mistake. We'll come back and fix that in a second.
What was the mistake?
So it was a little wet.
Oh,
So-
airbrushed and dry.
Yep. So we're just gonna come back and fix it in a second. I just keep going. It's all part of it. Okay. In the light. We're gonna pull out the airbrush gun now. Actually, we'll wait. There. Do this one.
Just getting it ready to fix that one.
Yep, just got it ready, cleaned it out. Mind the
There
way?
you go.
Sorry.
Good.
Should have had a new bottle. You get my face?
Gotcha.
Okay. And light the light. Let's fix that now. So
Load it up.
Yep, loaded up. 99% of doing nails is knowing what to do when you make a mistake. Easily fixed. We're gonna actually just blow the air. That's gonna help dry it.
Not just pushing down and not pulling back, right?
Yeah, that's just pushing down. Get out of there. The white piece. Always one now that has to be difficult. So I just took a little polish remover, got rid of the white speck. And I'm gonna swipe her off. That one, and then we'll have it go wash and we'll oil and show you the final look.
There's 5 minutes to spare.
Yep, we're at 25:42.
I actually thought I was running late.
Plenty of time to book my next appointment.
Oh, you're a standing appointment, so I've already booked you for the last year.
If you've got somebody right now that's waiting behind, you're good. Like
Yeah.
they're ready to, like you got 4 minutes, you're finished swiping.
They can
the nails
pay
look
you.
Good. Exactly.
Get out of there. Make sure we get all that. Come back. Am I blurring the camera
No,
out?
you're good. I got
Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna have her go wash so I can oil her and really take a look at what I need to clean up really tight. Cool?
Cool. Nice work. 26:42. Tracey, you did it in 26 minutes. That is ridiculous, to be honest with you. Right now, the client's washing hands.
Washing, then we'll put oil on her and she can give me my money,
Exactly.
which is gonna be 70
$70.
70 bucks.
Nice.
I had to do the math real quick. Pay up. But again, I mean, like, we have to, make sure that everything's nice and tight for her, but it's, gotta put my glasses on to do it. It's good. Like, it's a nice salon set.
26 minutes, the set was done, the client went, washed hands, Tracey's gonna collect her money, and Tracey's still gonna have time to get in her next appointment. That is phenomenal. That's how it's done. If you're a professional nail artist, this series is gonna be for you because you're gonna actually get to see how long it should take you, and that way you can make that money. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time on Real Time.